And with that, we're ready to kick off the second half of tonight's show. As we always do, we're going to head over to Studio 2A. And my live guest tonight is Fish Karma. Fish Karma is performing as part of this weekend's upcoming Porch Fest, which this version is going to be over in the Garden District. Also have a new album out, new single, album release show coming up. We'll have plenty to talk about with the always entertaining Fish Karma. So without further ado, live in Studio 2A, here is Fish Karma.
About the things that you do when you do those things that you are want to. I don't want to know about the things that you say when you say those things you are accustomed to say. I don't want to know about the things that you eat when you eat those things that you are prone to eat. I don't want to know about the feelings that you feel when you feel those feelings that you feel are real. I don't want to know. No, I just don't want to know. Keep the wisdom you intend to bestow on me to yourself, man. I don't want to know. I don't want to know about the thoughts that you think when you think those thoughts that you're condemned to think. I don't want to know about the views that you form when you form the views you're conditioned to form. I don't want to know about your core beliefs, the means that you forward, or all your leitmotifs. I don't want to know about the ways you signify your favorite signifiers, the codes that you apply. I don't want to know. No, I just don't want to know. Keep the wisdom you intend to bestow on me to yourself. I don't want to know. About the treasures that you hold in your mind. There's no time, see the clock, I gotta go. I don't wanna know about the values you uphold, the powers you appeal to, the music you upload. I don't wanna know about your friends or your foes, the trends you subscribe to, your favorite cable shows. I don't wanna know about your projects or processes, policies you accept and those that you reject. I don't want to know. No, I just don't wanna know. Keep the wisdom you intend to bestow on me to yourself. I don't wanna know. I don't wanna know. I don't wanna know. That was a new song. We're not promoting that. We just played it. Here's a song called Zero Sum Game. Once a day is not enough. Once a month is far too much. Yellow teeth of commerce revealed. The broken bones and shattered files of dying words. Mispronounced the moving tracks and arms of rusting steel. Collective memories franchise. The tissue pale, uncircumcised maps altered to accord with transient truths. We upweight updated orders, watching episodes of Hoarded as the angels made on prisoned roofs. I went to the prayer meeting by the stockyards in the sun, where mouths were filled with different grades of dirt. I went to the ethnic cleansing, drank a beer and watched them run, but all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Funnel clouds and funnel cakes, tunnel vision, squealing brakes, rendered flesh and discounts every day. The surgeon and the farmer's daughter, under ever-rising waters, hastily updating their resumes. From the guy a burning mist, from the ground a methane kiss, from stock footage we all start distant echoing compulsion and motel paintings. Lined up like graves, I went to the prayer meeting by the stockyards in the sun. Their mouths were filled with different grades of dirt. Who went to the ethnic cleansing, drank a beer and watched them run. But all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Acidic waves, the eels mutate and engage while thyroids swell and start to dance. The sniper aims his mercy rains on stalled cars and burning trains, on ATMs that glisten in the night, on corpses' hands clutching phones, on fading ads for payday loans, on silhouettes and carriers of dying light. I went to the prayer meeting by the stockyards in the sun. The mouths were filled with different grades of dirt. Went to the ethnic cleansing, drank a beer, watch it run. All I got was this lousy t-shirt. The coefficient skewed to a different interest rate. On the ice or in the fire, there's no emotion she can't fake. All she needs is one spare tire or a roll of masking. Say hey, hey, bye. Ooh, Mrs. Fortescue, she won't propagate one too many barbecues that she was forced to curate. One too many preacher's sons out there in the crumbling barn. One too many loaded guns waiting with open arms. But if by chance you find her misplaced proton, I'm sure she won't mind if you throw it away. You saw yesterday. She's tired of all these cowboy songs when she goes walking in Wickenburg on the backs of dying birds that refuse to be used as symbols. Oh, yeah, she's dancing in Ehrenberg with the hopelessness deferred until she hears a knocking at her window. Ooh, Mrs. Fortescue, she won't indicate on her designated pew. She refracts and undulates, tracing polarities on those windy roads
tuned in to 91.3 KXCI Tucson. This is Locals Only. My name's Matt Milner, and I'm live in Studio 2A with the one and only Fish Karma. Let's start off with some introductions. I think everybody's got a mic, so we'll go around the room. Let us know who you are, what you do tonight.
Oh, this is the Fish Karma and or the Derailers. I am the eponymous singer. My name's Fish, sometimes.
And my name's David Rhodes.
Former native of Tucson, but now out of Benson, I'm Jim Hartley.
And I'm Dante Perna.
All right, Fish Karma and or the Derailers. And we are so pleased to have you down here tonight. A lot going on in your world here in the next month, so we'll try to touch on all of it, but we won't bury the lead. There's new music on the horizon. We're hearing some of it tonight. Is that right?
That is correct. We are publicizing it, and we should have the CDs this week. And we'll be playing a CD release party at Hotel Congress on April 15th, Tax Day. And opening for us is the phenomenal Lindsay McHugh. She's a pianist. She sings classical music and arias. We thought we'd combine her with us to make an interesting evening.
Yeah, a night of contrasts.
Yes.
But in any event, when did you start working on this album?
Oh,
It seems like it's been like 4 years. We had another version of the band where I used to play bass, and this is where it kind of evolved, and that kind of imploded, and Dante and I started playing together, and we got Jim and Terry came on board, and we started doing Terry's stuff, and we just started off where we left off, and now we're after. I mean, it's been a long time, but everything's worked out nicely.
So this batch of songs has gone through a couple different lives, so to speak, before it got to this point.
Oh, we've all grown so much mentally, physically, and spiritually since then, since we wrote these songs. And so we're frantically writing new ones right now. But we're proud to promote these songs, which are not old to anybody else except us.
Right? Well, that's a funny thing in the life of a band is that, by the time you've got new music to put out to the rest of the world, you're almost sick of it because you've been mixing it, you've been tracking it, But tell me, what is the feeling that you have as we're on the precipice of this release? What do you, when you're trying to sell this batch of songs to folks, what do you say about it? What do you, how do you describe this album?
It rocks. Anyway, though, Terry, he to get back to a certain point, he was sort of done after the one breakup of the band, and then Dave and I started playing together and got Jim in, and Terry was like, "You guys are good. I think I want to get back in this band."
And you let him back?
Hell yeah.
No, it was more of a guilt trip thing.
So the tracks that we're hearing tonight are all of these songs from the new album, or most of them? All
bar the first one, yes. And the new album is called Schwa. I should stand by the microphone.
Oh yeah.
Named after my favorite phonetic symbol, the schwa. And I did I collaborated with Al Perry, local legend, on the cover. Dante did some of the photos. Cool. And we're waiting for it this week. This is our first independent release. We put out the last 3 albums on Alternative Tentacles, but we're going the independent route this time.
And if people want to listen to the music, buy the album, what's the best way on the internet to keep track of all that?
Oh, you go to my website, which is one word, lowercase fishkarma.net. There's a link to all my old music, which is available for free, and the new one will be available for sale there, too.
Excellent. So that's fishkarma.net, and the new album is... It'll be in your hands this week. Will it be available for purchase this week as well?
Yes, it will.
Okay, yes. Terrific. And what was the date on the CD release show?
April 15th, Club Congress. Doors open at 7. Lindsay goes on. Do not miss Lindsay. She's amazing. She was invited to sing Ave Maria at Notre Dame in Paris last year. And
now she's slumming it with you guys.
Yeah, she is.
Wow. What a fall from grace, right?
You don't have to really rub that in there.
But no, that's
it's obvious to everybody. You don't have to just emphasize that.
But no, a fun bill. I love the opportunity as well to present music like that in an in a rock venue as well. I think that's a fun thing to do. So again, Club Congress, April 15th, tax day, as you heard. Before,
it's free too.
Oh, and there you go. And before we get into our next set, I want to mention as well that you've got a show this weekend as well.
Yeah, at the Garden Fest, which is located around Country Club and Pima-ish, sort of north of that. Various musicians sit up in people's porches, and it's really a lovely thing. Little kids are wandering around, and we played it last year and had a great time.
It's just east of the Botanical Gardens.
Oh, okay. And they've done these kinds of porch festivals in neighborhoods throughout Tucson, and it is always a lot of fun. You have members of the community who are just opening up their front yards to strangers to come and enjoy music.
Yeah,
so
it's a
very
really
cool
great
thing.
event.
Like a block party, really nice.
Excellent.
They're very gracious.
Oh, food trucks as well, and lots of local musicians. And do you know what time you're going to be playing?
4:30 to 6 on Sunday, the 2nd of April.
Perfect. And there's more information about that if you just Google the Porch Fest, and that'll get you more details about the addresses and all that.
There you go.
But we're going to jump back into another set of music here. I want to thank you for tuning in to your community radio. This is Locals Only, and here's Fish Karma and or the Derailers.
Here comes a Dave Rhodes song.
I'll be your own man. Get off that ship of fools, baby. Hey, Nora Barnacle, let me light your menorah. And as for you, Virginia Woolf, I can't think of nothing that rhymes with wolf. Hey, Maya Angelou, hey, baby, let me sniff your glue. Show you what my Kate Bird can do as I rise up into you.
Now the song is called The Northwest Passage. Truffles, kicking pads on any Inuit, they intuit to be trouble. Melting ice, no more obstructions. Platforms rise above the sea, seeking fossil hydrocarbons, seeking death by entropy. Sheathed Viking boats and weather calm, you can sometimes see Sir John Franklin screaming, ghosts, screaming ghosts, screaming ghosts, screaming ghosts. The Northwest Passage calls flowers, secret boundless arms to our favorites. A great name with modified name, but most of these traditional players. By the way, I just want to call out, say hi to you, Marge Pellegrino. And this is for Marge's friend.
Scrabble grays near a candle's flame. See the light dancing on her face. Never met another human who was so alive. See her pull down from the sky. I was here, love. She's in my head, and when we're together like a needle and thread, you can throw the red or you let us away. 'Cause all I need is all I need is all I need is care.
You're tuned in to 91.3 KXCI. This is Locals Only. My name is Matt Milner, and I am live in Studio 2A with Fish Karma and or the Derailers. Gentlemen, thank you again for coming down tonight.
Thanks for having us.
So one of the things I really like about your music, and I think that this is true about a lot of the music that you've written over the years, is it exists in this strange plane of being simultaneously highbrow and lowbrow. And I think that the second song you played in that set, "Lust," that name drops all of the notable authors and is kind of the perfect encapsulation of all these sophisticated literary allusions, and then the kind of coarseness running through it as well. But I'm curious, and there are a lot of the other songs as well have interesting, unusual topics, lots of great wordplay. Do you find that you find these songs, or that the songs find you? Do you sit down and say, I want to write a song about, sort of cheesy come-ons to all these different notable female authors, or will a line just pop into your head out of the blue and then it'll start kind of spilling out?
First of all, I think there were sophisticated come-ons. We can agree to differ. I don't usually. It's not a conscious thought. It's just usually a couplet will come to me, and I'll build a song off of that, and that's what's happened. The humor thing has sort of been a curse. If I can moan for just a moment, because I put out in the early '80s, I put out some sort of novelty songs, and so when people say they've heard me, they're always referencing the dreaded swap meet women, and I've had the pleasure and the opportunity of playing with lots of wonderful musicians over the years, and together we've written a body of songs, and so but that seems to be, but that's okay. I mean, worse things happen.
Well, I'm glad you brought it up though, because it's something I wanted to talk about as well, which is that you write songs. I mean, certainly the songs that you're playing tonight, these are not novelty songs. They're not songs whose sole purpose is just to be funny or have a play on words. But you use humor in the songs as well. And I'm curious, how you have found over the years how you've managed to sort of thread that needle of incorporating a sort of not just one kind of humor, but different kinds of humor in these songs, while still again, not letting them sort of turn into just a novelty song.
Well, I guess it's sort of like with the political songs I write. Nobody wants to be lectured to or have sort of didactic thing, do this and that. So I try to weave through metaphors, issues, and I try to do the same with humor. I don't want it to be just coarse and vulgar and stupid and obvious.
Right.
Not many people are trapped with what they did when they're in their 20s. So this has sort of followed me around like some sort of revenant for these years. But the other day I was at a party. A friend said, I know your music. And he said, yeah, I like that song. What are the little white things you find in cans of pork and beans? And I said, but there's lots of more songs after that. But
I like a dog.
Oh, yes. But I'm not sure. I haven't really given, but I do put a lot of work into the lyrics, and I try to make it so they'd be fun to read along to. Because I remember as a kid, the albums I really liked were the ones where the words struck me just as much as the music, and so it's that combination.
And
I'm fortunate to work with Dave now, who's comes up with so many great riffs and melodies, and we have this communication where I have the song in my head. I'll go. David goes like this. He's okay. B flat, E minor. He'll just write the chords. So it's quite fun.
Well, we've had quite a history together, also. So
Yeah,
I've known you since 81, 82.
Is that true?
Yeah, because I was shortly after I met Alan Craig that
Wow.
I met you.
Yeah.
so, and how long have you been playing together? Is it around since that time, or
Well,
off and on?
In '86, we went to Canada into Boston in the back of in a Caprice, was it? It was like, whatever, and we spent
Something
the whole,
not quite big enough for everybody.
Yeah,
in it.
exactly. There was 4 people in, and it was tight quarters, so we got to know each other very well.
3 of us were smokers, and Dave was the non-smoker. So
That's right.
he was very stoic though about it. I remember that about him. We'd all, hey Dave, hey, what you? So he would just sit there with his lips tightly clenched.
It's the wrong kind of hot box.
Yes.
Well, I'd love to hear from your perspective how you approach collaborating with Terry in terms of from a songwriting perspective. How do you respond to the prompts that he gives you? When he will give you a couplet or a basic melody. What's your cue to then kind of turn that into what we're hearing now?
Well, I don't know. It's just a matter of having a good fundamental basis to work off. And like he said, he just kind of hums melodies, and I'm able to figure out what the melody is, and then the chord change, the chord progression should be, and then Dante and Jim come in with the beat, and it seems to work out very nicely.
I'll say to Dave, I want chunkas, and then I'll say to Jim, I want a throbba, and Dante, I want a chinka, and they know what I'm talking about.
That's not true.
Oh, I did a strummy when I should have done a chunka.
We'll practice it out, but then sometimes there might be a suggestion to slow it down here, or arrange it differently, and I think I'd like to think that I help a little bit on that end, you guys.
It's crucial in that.
Yeah, he's sort of our musical director. He's the one that keeps track of which songs are at a mid-tempo and this and that, and he adds these drum things that really make the songs come alive.
And I'm sort of the moral moderating influence.
Yeah.
Basically, I am an example
Dear God.
and a warning at the same
Here it
time
goes.
how not to act.
Get your finger on the button quickly.
Jim is the derailer.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
But
how
he
the band
was a guitar
named.
player first, so.
Oh, that's great.
That's actually how the band was named, because he would derail conversations, and then that Dante suggested it, and it stuck.
Yeah, it's stuck. There you go.
It's a nice synergy of music. These guys are all, they live music and they know so much about it, and so it just sort of it coalesces
And
like a
pretty
scab.
much everyone in this room, at least the band, rides bicycles in some form or another. So the spelling of the name or the word derailer is involved in that.
Got it. Well, yeah, just so if people are Googling along at home, how do you spell it?
Terry, please.
DE capital D small e capital R AILLEURS.
There you go. Derailers. And is the new album that's out, is it under the name The Derailers, under the name Fish Karma, and or The Derailers? How did you...
Because we have several instrumentals, and so it's sort of a melding of the two bands that
Right.
happened at first.
And again, it kind of harkens to when Dante and Jim and I kind of started this thing, and then, so.
Yeah. So, we talked about the time and care that you spend on the lyrics. Are you a draft writer? Will the songs that we're hearing, will you have penned different versions, or do you tend to, when you get to the point where you've got a song out, is that the song and you go with it?
Oh no! I was even editing tonight on our new song. So
There you go.
Like all novelists say, at one point you just have to give up because
Sure.
you have to move on to the other one. But yeah, otherwise I would sit and I'd craft it and over, and I'd just be huddled rewriting all the time.
Yeah, you can ask Dante, how many times do we change arrangements? And like even on the instrumentals, they just evolve.
They do evolve, yes.
Yeah. So once again, just to go over some of our logistics here, April 15th at Club Congress will be the release show for the brand new album, and that album is also going to be available on the website fishkarma.net sometime the next week. On Sunday, the Garden District Porch Festival will feature a performance from 4:30 to 6. Is that
Yes.
right? And you can find the address for not only this performance, but for the other performers as well, because again, it's all in different neighborhood homes. That's if you go to the website for the Garden District Porch Festival, there's more information about those specific addresses. And then finally, before we jump into our last set here, I'm curious, now that you guys you've gone through these different phases of the band. One band exists, and then it sort of fades away, and then it comes back, and then you're clawing Terry back, or he's clawing to get back in, one or the other. Now that you guys have this album, you alluded before to the fact that you've got new songs that you're working on. You're anxious to get a new batch. Are you already thinking about what comes next, about another batch of songs for a new album?
Oh yeah, and we're going in. We have a 14-minute song that Dante wrote on the new album called "The Waves," and I just incorporated a poem I wrote with his music, and that's sort of we're going to be a lot more experimental coming up. I want more openness, and so yeah, we should have a new album written by the end of the year.
Wow, terrific.
And a little more funk will be involved too.
Yes.
There you go. Well, once again, I want to thank you guys for coming down. Fish Karma and or the Derailers. Again, fishkarma.net for information about the new album, April 15th at Club Congress for the release show. Guys, we've got time for 3 more. If you want to add another one to the set,
We will.
Perfect. All right, so we're going to hear a few more songs from Fish Karma and or the Derailers.
This song was written a couple years ago, and it accidentally predicted the modern unpleasant situation under which we all labor. The song's called "Party in My Basement," and I'm very sorry about that.
feel slightly German. We've all been here before, despite the landscape from freedom's hunger. There is no escape avoiding vectors, still seeking victims from crouching burning stores, caressing mannequins under statues. We enter passwords, throats are waving steel, words no longer heard. Wrists accepting chains and limbs with new tattoos. The market's posting gains, her lips are turning blue, crawling down the sidewalk, bleeding in the big top, smiling for the cameras, waiting for the money shot. There's a party in my basement. There's a party in my basement. There's a party in my basement. You bring the needles and I'll provide the strychnine. Every action has repercussions. No more time for those late night discussions. We're pushing underground, we're reading entrails, we're pulling daisy chains, we're filling rusty pails, temporary refuge in an old school bus, making traitors of our neighbors and hoping it rewards us. While the masters plan and the derricks thrust, we touch each other's flesh and watch the sky combust. Our sins are left unwashed, our debts still mounting, a pregnant pause before the final accounting. Crawling down the sidewalk, bleeding in the big top, smiling for the cameras, waiting for that money shot. There's a party in my basement. There's a party in my basement. There's a party in my basement. You bring the shovel and I'll provide the quick lime. Party in my basement. Party in my basement. Party in my basement. Oh, oh,
Shabbaskoy, boys.
an ambiguous mandate from evidence and sources derived, with consonants retreating from the line, with laws that self-belie, and symbols predicated on transcriptions and analogies. The surfaces throb in your spines to commands you can't perceive. He's just a shove-in score, a hollow implement employed, turning lights on and off all day, folding clothes, put dishes away. Another Gentile with a broom, alone in a crowded room, like an even a coffee spoon to measure out his day. He conducts his allotted flesh through structures of space and time, where authorized judges dispense punishments unjust and condign. He emits a permitted response to each stimulus endured. The discrepancies of something to which he's long since become inured. He's just a Shabbos goy, a hollow implement employed, full light on lights all day, folding clothes, putting dishes away. Another Gentile with a broom, alone in this crowded room, lacking even a coffee spoon to measure out his day. He attends different workshops, studies all the sacred texts, fills out required forms, submits to drug tests, laughs at his colleagues, of dishes. Away another Gentile with a broom. Alone in this crowded room, lacking even a coffee spoon to measure out his.
Another song written by Mr. Rhodes.
These guys are so talented,
so talented, they played 3 different versions of the same song simultaneously. I've never seen anything like it. Holy cow, for your entertainment value.
You've been listening to Fish Karma and or The Derailers. New album comes out this week. You can find more information at fishkarma.net. Gentlemen, thank you again for joining us tonight.
Matt.
It's been a lot of fun. We'll be back here on Locals Only next week, same time, same channel.